what we got here is a question about MongoDB, specifically about MongoDB operators. So you would like to know what the OR operator is used for. And I use the word operator because it's what this kind of thing is referred to, not only in MongoDB, but in other query languages for SQL, for example, and in programming languages like JavaScript. It is a logical operator. So if we take a look at some of the other operators that are available in MongoDB, there's quite a few, and they all follow the syntax of having the $sign prefix. So I'm not going to go through what all of these operators do, but what I will do is I'll give an example of how to use the OR operator and what it means and what it's doing. So if you take a look, the counterpart to OR, just to explain things briefly, is AND. And if you're familiar with JavaScript logical operators, we have something like false and true, which would evaluate to false. So I would say something like, this will not run. Because when you have AND, it's going to basically look at both of these and say, are they both true? And they're not. So this would not run. But with OR, we're going to say, is one of these true? So this will run. And that's exactly the same case with OR when you use it in your MongoDB queries. So what we're going to do is we're going to look in our students collection here, and we're going to find students that either have a subject of science or they have a score greater than or equal to 90. This is another operator that MongoDB uses. So this is essentially no different. Actually, let me just put it in a comment. This is essentially no different than saying greater or equal to 90. And then we're going to say find students that could also potentially have a first name that begins with the character S, using the regex there. So it's just no different than in like something like string dot match that regex in JavaScript. So I can actually copy and paste this into my MongoDB terminal, and we get back some results. So I limited it to 3 results. If I take the limit away, we'd see even more results. But the basic idea here is that all of these results are going to match at least one of these 3 query parameters. So they either have a subject of science, a score greater than 90, or greater than or equal to 90, or they have a first name that begins with an S. So let's just take a look at a few. So this one doesn't fit the first 2, but it has a score of 90 or greater. This one, not 90 or greater, not subject of science, but first name begins with an S, and so on and so forth. If you analyze each one of these, you'll find that it fits at least one of these parameters. So yeah, I highly recommend that like if you're getting into MongoDB, that you go through and check out more of these query operators, and the MongoDB documentation is fairly extensive. Just play around with it, create your own collections, and try out new queries and operators.